So we know that all of these nines are making their respective campaigns for the USMNT World Cup roster of next year. Alex Pareja, our defender, is taking a few minutes out for our forward here, Hercules Gomez. All right, we're going to do our number 9 power rankings, or you're going to do the number 9 power rankings.
I'm going to go from 5 to 1. You want to do that?
Yeah, let's
do a little countdown here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Down.
Bear with me here, but I'm going to go with the big man. Where are you? Patrick Agyemang, come on down. Now, Patrick Agyemang, I know what you're saying. He's only got a couple goals this year in Major League Soccer, and he plays in Major League Soccer. Some of you are going to say that. Well, what about Major League Soccer? You got all these European... Settle down. In the brief time that he has played, whether it's January camp or that Final Four where, yes, the U.S. men's national team came in 4th place out of a 4-team tournament, he was one of the lone bright spots.
Yeah.
And this is a guy that's just got a nose for goal. He's got a skill set unlike many in this pool. So I'm going to go with him at number 5.
Yeah, so you would pick him over Brian White, for example?
I love that you mentioned that because Brian White, he's a goal scorer. That's what he does. He just has a nose for it. But when you look at the players who are going to be in front, 1, 2, 3, I don't think Brian White's touching those guys. And at Patrick Agyemang, at that skill set, 6'2", 6'3", the ability to win balls in the air. Brian White's not that type of forward. Brian White's more of a la mode Chris Wondolowski of old. He sneaks in, he reads spaces, but I don't see him playing over the top 3. Patrick Agyemang, because of his physical skill set, can be that guy. So I'm going number 5, Patrick Agyemang.
All right, being on fire for Brian White then lately isn't enough. And it's not all about the numbers, clearly, as you're saying here with Patrick Agyemang.
He's got some goals too.
Yeah,
All right. Number 4. This guy's taking a hit, and it pains me because I've always said, and I maintain, he's probably the most talented forward in the pool. And what I mean by talent is if you had a cup for every skill set a forward has, whether it's technical ability, whether it's vision, whether it's passing, whether it's shooting, whether it's right foot, whether it's left foot, whether it's head, whether it's speed, his cup would be more full than the rest. But the reality is for Josh Sargent is when he's had the opportunity for the U.S. men's national team, he's not produced, Chris. He's not produced. And we could sit here and make excuses, and sometimes I have. And we could sit here and say, he's got to be the guy. Because the U.S. men's national team, last World Cup, when they played their best, he was the guy. But he's not put the ball in the back of the net, and it's always something. It's always something. And Josh Sargent had his chance in Nations League, and he didn't take advantage. So much so that Mauricio Pochettino said, sit down. And he went with Patrick Agyemang and Brian White before Josh Sargent. But I'm going to give him, right now, the Canaries, Norwich, their reigning player of the year. He made the championship team of the year. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. He's still in the top 5 right now, Josh Sargent.
So it looks like he's part of that pattern that we've seen, right? Great at the club level, not translating fully at the country level, in this case for Josh Sargent.
That's really what it is. And we're going to get to see, now they're going to go into Premier League, what this is about. Yeah. Or maybe he gets a Premier League chance, I should say.
Yeah.
And we're going to see what he's about because he needs to leave the championship level to really test himself.
All right, number 3.
This one, and he may end up surprising all of us. Haji Wright, whether he's playing in the winger position or whether he's playing up top at 9, whether he's playing in the championship level or whether he's playing for the U.S. men's national team, he's made a difference when he's come on. Do not forget, the U.S. men's national team was about to exit last Nations League from the semifinal, not this one, the last one from the semifinal, until this man comes on and saves them. 2 goals against Jamaica, leads them to the final against Mexico. He's also, by the way, if you're counting, if you're keeping tabs out there at home, the only 9 who scored a goal in the World Cup in this current pool of players. He's not really been there for Pochettino. He's going to get his chance. He's got a certain skill set. He's got speed. He's got size. He's got a nose for goal. I'm still keeping an eye, and I've still got much love for Haji Wright. He's going to stay in the top 3 position, but keep an eye on him. He is sneaky at those opportunities. He will win himself a spot.
All right. We'll see if you're right about Haji there.
Okay.
I'm sure nobody's ever made that joke with his name. Let's take it to number 2.
All right. Number 2 is going to be very controversial. I'm going to go with Folarin Balogun.
Okay.
Now, Folarin Balogun is also a guy that's not really made the most of the U.S. men's national team opportunities. Under Greg Berhalter, Greg gave him his due. Greg said, you're going to be the guy. And he showed flashes, he showed bursts, but it was really in that disastrous Copa America where he was probably one of the few lone bright spots for the U.S. men's national team. Scored a banger against Panama. And I know what you're saying. Oh, it's Panama. Hey, check yourself. It's Panama,
Yeah.
who owns the U.S. men's national team today. He scored a banger with his left foot. He's a player that has a ton of speed. He's very goal dangerous. He's very vertical. He has that nose for goal. I still like him in that number 2 position. But Chris, why is it number 2? And why isn't it number 1? It's because if there's one forward out of this lot, it doesn't matter the coach, be it Greg Berhalter. It doesn't matter the coach, be it Anthony Hudson. It doesn't matter the coach, be it BJ Callahan or Mauricio Pochettino, the one guy who consistently puts the ball in the back of the net and can do it with his head, can do it with his right foot, with his left foot, in movement, can link up and play. A guy who's proven to do it off the bench and in a starting role. It should have been in the last World Cup. I think this is Ricardo Pepi's to lose. Nobody has made this position their own. So why am I going to dethrone Ricardo Pepi? He's the closest out of any player here to say this is my position. Why am I going to take that away from him? I know he's injured right now.
Okay, that's where I was going. I was like, I'll tell you why.
And I know exactly that's why you were going with that. But Gold Cup's in the summer. The prognosis was 1 to 3 months. We're already at that 3-month mark. I know it's very mysterious. I know they're very tight-lipped at PSV, but teams like, reportedly, Liverpool don't come sniffing around at a player, and you don't get a reported second transfer fee of over $20 million when you're 2021 if you're not doing something right. So this is still Ricardo Pepi's to lose. This is the main man right now that I feel the U.S. men's national team could very much well enjoy.
Right, but can he still have that great performance at the Gold Cup considering he's at that 3-month mark, right? You're not at that soccer fitness level.
I would feel...
There's a month to get there, essentially, if he is recovered now, which we don't know.
I would feel uneasy about saying this is Ricardo Pepi. If these guys were pushing him, new to the scene, hasn't proven with the U.S. men's national team, was injured, coming back, also long layoff, Ricardo Pepi, and a bunch of guys layoff, unproven. Is that Jesus Ferreira? Brendan Vasquez, who came back to Major League Soccer to get on the U.S. men's national team radar and has done quite the opposite. And Jordan Pifa, God bless his soul, my man is still out there doing his thing, but not part of the pool right now. Who else? Who else is pushing him? So by default, this man was at the top, and he will stay at the top.
It was a very southern insult, by the way. Oh, bless his heart, Jordan Pifa. Well, it'll be very interesting to see what Pochettino wants to prioritize. As you said, it's maybe not numbers or being on a run like Brian White is right now, but we're also a year out from the World Cup. So this could be an opportunity to maybe put him on the roster, see what he can do under a little bit more pressure, because as we know, the U.S. men's national team will be highly pressured in the Gold Cup, Herc.
Mauricio Pochettino, the $6 million man, will have his own pressure, and he's already made it known. He doesn't care if you play in Major League Soccer or if you play in Europe. If you're doing well, he's going to give you a call-up. So Brian White, not all is lost.
All right, we'll see if you were right coming up, at least for the Gold Cup.